Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I have to be very careful because I just started the video and I went hello, 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 and I used my little squirt bottle and it got all over the camera and all over the lens, and then I had to clean the lens and everything like that. So, welcome to our bathroom. How are you guys doing today? I thought that all winter long I would be giving you guys updates on the plants, but I have not done that. And it is March 6th, and every once in a blue moon, I'll get a comment over here or a comment on my vlogs, and people will say, how are the plants doing? Are they still alive? Because everybody knows that I do not have a green thumb, okay? So here's the thing. The plants that I keep outside, like the flowers in the summer and the mums in the fall and stuff like that, I do pretty good with that. I don't have a problem with that, watering them. I water them, you know, when I'm like every day, every other day, and things like that. But in the inside plants, the house plants that we have, I don't do very well with that. In fact, I have one of those. Is it called I think it's called a monstera, which is so funny because that's my last name. Is that what it's called? It's a pretty common house plant. And for all the videos that I filmed for years, when I sat in the chair downstairs with the ring light, it was like behind me and it was like in this yellow pot. And inside the yellow pot was actually this little cup that I had bought it in, and it would just like, it never grew anywhere, but the soil in that pot, that little like pot thing, would get so dry, and then I would just like saturate it with water, and then like 3 days later it would be so dry. The plant was like crying, like, water me, water me. So recently I repotted that plant, and I was so scared to do it because I don't know anything about repotting plants. And I asked my neighbor across the street, and she was like, well, I don't really do a lot of inside plants. I do, you know, plants outside. And my neighbor next door, Laura, she is like really into indoor plants. Like she has a whole room dedicated to it and everything like that. And so I asked her, and she kind of explained it to me and whatever. And I was like, okay, I think I have this. So I repotted this plant, and I actually used one of those, what do you call it? Those pots that has like the water on the bottom with the strings, and then you put the water in the bottom, and then the strings, like, you know what I'm talking about, into the soil. And that plant is doing really well, and it's so funny because I did this just, I don't know, not too long ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that, and that plant has already doubled in size. And I'm like, oh my god, all these years it was dying to be in a new pot. I didn't put it over there. So, and my plants inside are doing pretty good. I have to be honest with you. My husband is the one that keeps up with the watering the plants inside. There's 2 of them that I water, and other than that, he keeps them up because a couple years ago for Christmas, no, this is not sponsored, but I asked my husband, because I really wanted some indoor plants, and so I love plants inside and outside. I'm just not very good at keeping them. And so I asked my husband for those plants that they deliver, you know, in the mail. They're called like easy plants or something like that. And they're the ones that have the water tanks underneath them as well. And like they have like fake soil on top, and then they're like fed by the water underneath. So all you have to do is like keep like the pot underneath it full of water. And I'm not very good at that. You'd think that's easy, but I'm not very good at that. So my husband, Alex, is so good at that. He is constantly filling those and keeps them. So I have like this really tall one. It's doing really, really well. And then I have one on the table next to the chair, and it's still doing well. So if you guys have thought about buying those, they're actually kind of expensive. The ones that they're called like easy plants or something like that. They're delivered, I don't know. But he got me 2 of them for Christmas a couple years ago, and they're still thriving and doing really, really well. I haven't had to throw any plants out in quite some time, okay? So my husband, he was trying to regrow a plant that he brought like a stem home from the office, and it didn't do very well. So that plant didn't make it. That's his fault, not my fault. But listen, my plants are doing okay. So anyway, for those of you that watch, you know, my whole saga of the summer and the flowers and the plants, I always have a hard time at the end of every summer getting rid of my plants. I have like a really hard time, and people are like, why don't you keep them inside? Why don't you keep them in the garage? Our garage has no light, number 1. Number 2, it is just as freezing cold as it is outside, so there's no reason to keep them in the garage. Our basement has no light. I'm not going to get a bunch of lights for all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, to keep flowers alive for like a year, you know, and things like that. And so, but I always wanted to keep my Fernalicious alive. And this year, I fell in love with Fernalicious. If you guys watched, you know. I was so in love with Fernalicious. She had an asymmetrical hairdo, and I fell in love with her. And so, towards the end of the season, people were commenting, they're like, why don't you just keep her inside? Well, our place is not that big. Our condo is like 1,200 square foot. It's just like, it's perfect for us, but it's not like big where we have tons of spaces for plants and things like that. So, but our bathroom, as you can see, gets a lot of light. So here, let me show you. We have like a skylight. I don't know if you can see it, if it's coming into play or not, but no, it's not. But we have a, oh, it all went out of focus. But we have a skylight up there that's probably, I would say it's like 10 feet by 2 feet. And so we get a lot of natural light in the bathroom. We also don't use the bathtub because we had a leak years ago and we're waiting to do like a redo on the bathroom. And so until we do, we have to have this whole bathtub taken out. Like we're gonna redo the whole bathroom. So anyway, so we don't use the bathtub. And so I was like, well, we could put the plants in the bathtub because I love that look anyway when you like see in magazines where people have plants in the bathrooms. You can see it doesn't look as fantastic as you would think it does, and it kind of smells like the botanical gardens in here, in all honesty. But it only like starts to smell like that when the plants are like really, really growing. And I have to tell you what's so funny is that they're really, really starting to grow right now. So what I have up in the bathroom is I have this little palm tree that we had downstairs years ago and brought her upstairs. I can't remember what I named her. Did I name her Stella? I think I might want to change her name to Thelma, but she's doing okay. She's doing okay, but I think I'm going to take her outside for the summer and see how she does. But then we have Fernalicious, which she's back here, and then her two brothers. And remember I named her brother Simon and Garfunkel because I said you guys can name the plants, and so somebody recommended Simon and Garfunkel, and I thought, oh, my mom will love that. So I named the two palm trees. Now what they were palm trees that I got at Costco. Did I get them at Costco? Yeah, they were palm trees I got at Costco, and they were like big palm trees, and not palm trees, but palm plants. And then they have flowers and stuff in the bottom and like greenery and stuff down here. Now the greenery has lasted, the flowers have not. Now I have to tell you, I was very, very worried about the palm trees, okay? Because, let me show you, if I can show you some of this. So anyway, so the palm trees, as you can see, we're starting to kind of get like, you can hear it, they're getting kind of brittle and stuff like that. But what was interesting about it was at the root down here of the palm plants, they would start to grow. And like, as you can see right here, this is a fresh green palm. But she has grown straight out of the root of like one of these that you can see, this one's dying right here, like this. But you can see that at the bottom, it's starting to grow. So I don't know what that is about these plants, but like they die at the top like this, and then at the root, they start growing again. And look, she's beautiful. She's bright green. So I didn't honestly think that the palm trees, the palm plants, whatever they are, would make it through the winter. I thought I'm gonna have to get rid of those and whatever. And the only thing is that there is literally, from Fernalicious, her dead leaves all over here. Now I water them, well, the palm plants, I water about every third day. I was doing it like once a week because that's what people recommended. But I noticed that they need a little bit more water than that. So I water them about every third day. Fernalicious, I water about every day. And I can tell already that she's gonna need some soil. Okay, when we take her outside, she's gonna need some more soil. Because when I water her, it literally, so she's sitting on top of a table that is inside of a plastic bucket. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a plastic, here, I'll show you. There's a plastic bucket underneath there. So that's where the water goes right into. And because the drain does not work right in this bathtub. So she's doing pretty good. Now, when I take her outside, I don't want to do it in here because I'm going to get so many weeds and stuff. And I know that it would help her growing and things like that if I did this. But I have to be honest with you, there's so much of this crap that I have to clean up literally like every 2 or 3 days from like the part of her that's dying, that I don't want to have to do it in here because I don't have to like sweep up the whole bathroom and, you know, bring in the shop vac and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to wait till she goes outside, and then I'm going to pick off all the dead parts of her. The palm plants, it's easier to pick off the dead parts of her because it's long and it's like extended. But she's doing pretty good. Look at Fernalicious. She's great. Now I spray them too. I don't know if that does anything, but I like doing it. I like spray. See, she likes it, I think. She's like, oh, that feels so refreshing and good. But look, she's doing good. Fernalicious is doing great. Now I know the haters will be like, Peter just went out and bought some plants and put them in the bathtub. His plants done died a long time ago. Think what you want to think. I don't really care. Listen, I go to those lengths to fake a bunch of plants. But anyway, so I spray them and stuff like that, and I like it. And it's so funny because the other day I was sitting in the bedroom and I was like listening to my audiobook or whatever. And I heard here, you can hear it. There's like a distinct sound when you water because like as soon as you pour the cup of water into Fernalicious, it goes right into the plastic bin, okay? And I heard Alex in here, and he had been like brushing his teeth and washing his face and stuff, and then all of a sudden it was like that sound. I was like, oh my God, he's watering Fernalicious in there. So now he's falling in love with Fernalicious too. But I will say I think he's probably ready for the plants to go back outside, because every once in a while he'll be like, it stinks so bad in here. I don't think it really stinks. It smells earthy and natural is what it smells. It smells like the botanical gardens. But really it's so weird because like when they start growing, like I was showing you, like these palm plants are doing really, really well right now. Obviously there's some parts that are dying and stuff, but there's like these shoots all over, and I don't know if you can see back here, but this one, here, let me show you. She's got like this shoot that's growing as well. So she's got when they're like growing, they smell. I don't know why that is, but they smell a little bit more. Like Fernalicious, I don't think it's her. She's probably like, get them brothers out of here. They stink. I don't like them. But I have to tell you, okay, it's March 6th. So I have like another month to keep them alive, because I think I can put Fernalicious out. The middle of April in Indianapolis is between like 60 and 70. So I think Fernalicious can go outside like in the middle of April. The palm plants, I'll probably wait till May when it's a little bit more humid and a little bit more warm. But still, I'm like less than 2 months away from getting these plants outside. So yay! I made it. They survived the winter. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And so when I take the palm plants outside, I'm going to get rid of all the dead parts of them. Every once in a while I go in and I'll take like a dead limb off of them. Not like that, okay? This is a serial killer thing. But you know, like just take off some of the dead parts of the plants and whatever. Fernalicious, I haven't done that to as much. I kind of like rotate her a little bit every once in a while, so that the back is in the front, you know what I'm saying, so it like stays even, so she's not like lopsided and things like that. But she's doing well all around. I think she's doing really great. I think she looks great. So anyway, so when I take them outside, the palm plants, I'm gonna like, you know, get rid of all the dead parts of them and all that kind of stuff. And I think they'll do fine. I think that they're gonna do good again. And I mean, Miss Stella Thelma over here, she's done great for years. We've had her for probably 3 years now. And Fernalicious, I think, is gonna do great. So I'm really excited about it. I have a full fern. You know, whenever I go to like Costco or these places, or like the, you know, the, what do you call it, the flower markets and stuff, I'm always like, I don't know if I'm getting a good fern or not, but now I know I have a great fern because I've got Fernalicious. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I'm really excited that the plants have made it through the winter, and they're gonna get ready to go back outside. So anyway, let me know if you have any suggestions for me. I don't know that I'll do this. Well, I'll tell you, next year if I do it, I will probably keep Fernalicious, but I will not keep the palm plants probably, because I think they're the ones that stink a little bit, and I don't know that I think that they're really, like, they're not growing tons. They're just kind of like dying, regrowing, dying, regrowing. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.